welcome back. So today's video is a very exciting because I have my good friend and my hairstylist here with us. This is Daniel.
Hey guys.
He is the owner of Muse Hair Salon and Spa in, I guess it's Johns Creek, right?
Johns Creek.
And he's just the best guy, the best hairstylist. You guys have heard me like ramble about him so much. So you guys all wanted me to do a hair video and talk about like how I went blonde and the products I use and just all that stuff. So I figured instead of me like relaying all the, answers to you guys, I'm just gonna bring Daniel here.
I'm here.
So that's what we're gonna do today.
Perfect.
So what I did is I went on Snapchat and Instagram and asked you guys if you had any questions for Daniel, because at the end of this video, we're gonna answer like any of your questions regarding anything about hair. So we're gonna do that at the end, but I figured now we'll just kind of get started and we'll just talk about hair color and kind of what you do with my color and all that stuff. So you take the floor.
So Brianna came to me with a mess.
They all know that.
So she had hair that was my color, brown. It had been colored previously with lots of deposit. And of course, with trends always changing, this year has been really hot for blondes. And so to be able to transition from a brunette to a healthy blonde is not an overnight process, as we all would like it to be, of course, especially this one here. So we wanted to get her into a really pretty blonde, but she was amazing, and we worked together to create exactly where she is now.
Which is perfect.
We like perfection. So doing that, it's really important with the products that are being used on the hair. There's so many different products that are amazing on the market. I choose to work with L'Oreal Professional. There's L'Oreal in the grocery store, and then there's L'Oreal Professional that is developed and made by chemists for professionals. I was actually so scared to color the first time I took before and after pictures. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this in like documentation of where we're going with the color. So it's been 4 times now that we've colored her hair, and it's completely healthy.
Yeah.
And she looks amazing. You don't see all the broken hair that can happen from doing a transition, such color tonal differences. So,
but also when you did like my color, I guess, well, there's so many tones of blonde too. That's the thing too. Like you wanna, I guess, if you have really dark hair, you don't wanna go to like platinum blonde, right? No. Like there's so many different tones.
I have a rule that applies in my chair. Of course I break that rule like any rule, but hair color, I know all of you are not hairstylists, but there's 10 levels of color. 1 is black, and then 10 is as blonde as you can go. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm around a 5-6. So when you're trying to take hair, I like to live within 3 levels of tonal difference. So with Brianna, she's a level 6. So we definitely push the envelope and take her into a 10. So we're moving her up 4 levels. When you're doing that, there's a lot of compromise that can happen with the integrity of the hair. You never want that to happen, so you want to make sure that you have the correct products in your toolkit as you're working. If your hair is black, to go blonde, especially with this whole granny gray trend that's in right now.
Which I do not like that trend. I don't like the ashy.
I'm praying that it will soon pass.
Me too. I don't like it.
It's a lot of work. Granted, it looks super cool. I get it, but
I think it looks good on some people, but not everybody. I don't think
definitely not everybody. Yeah. One of the great things about being a colorist is we don't just color hair. It's really about skin tone, eye tone, and also take into consideration clients have underlying pigment and overlying pigment. So with Brianna, her underlying skin pigment is like a yellow base, and then her overlying is pink. So if I put reds in her hair, it's really not going to be a great idea for her.
So that's a good question. So how do like if somebody has like a pink undertone, what looks good with them?
We really need to cool it down.
Then you want to cool it down.
Yeah, we want to cool the look.
You don't
down.
want to bring extra like warmth, right?
Right. Yeah. If someone's olive complected, you definitely want to make sure to stay. I hate the word ashy. I hate the word brass. So we're gonna talk about those today. Ashy and brass. That's hairdressers. We hate those words.
Yes.
So, but we understand that that's what you know out on the street to communicate with. So. You want to keep cool tones or warm tones, and there certainly are different ones, but there are times that cools and warms go together really well. We might do a buttery blonde with a cooler ash blonde, and it looks gorgeous. So
well, that's what you got. Mine's like a buttery blonde.
Yours is buttery blonde. We have a couple of ash pieces.
Right. Yeah. And so what he does with my hair too is you low light as well to keep that dimension, which is
and when I low light Brianna's hair, I'm really picky about it. I don't use the same color as her natural base. I actually go 2 shades lighter, so it provides almost like a bridge color. So this is a color that's not as dark as her base color, but it's not as light as where we're going with the highlights. That way it gives it like a visual interest. You look at it and it looks like it has depth, but it looks really pretty in photograph. For levels of lift, if I were to, and I like to live within 3, so when I go in and add the dimensional pieces that are right in between, it makes it more natural.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about exactly like what he does with my hair, he mentioned like the colors and stuff that he uses, like the tones that he uses, but go ahead, because I know I've gotten a lot of questions about like, do you highlight, do you balayage, all that stuff.
So in the salon, I love balayage. Balayage, there's a lot of people doing balayage, but there's definitely an art, there's a correct way, and there's an incorrect way. So when you're doing balayage, it's really important to understand, when we were talking about the different levels of blonde, if I were trying to achieve your blonde on the dark base that you have, it's almost impossible using products that are FDA approved in the United States. We work with developers from 10 to 40 volume. 40 volume is really where you kind of want to live. So if I'm doing Brianna's hair, I go in and do an application down her part line, or a mohawk application of foil, and we use 40 volume strength, which is a lot, and a lot of you are probably fainting right now because the hairdresser out in. But we like to move her hair kind of quickly in the salon, so we do 40 volume, and her hair is very hard to lift. I do not use heat with her most of the time.
Yeah.
And then on her ends, I actually use 20 volume, and in L'Oreal Professional we have Blonde Studio, which came out this year. It's absolutely amazing.
So that's what they can ask for, like go to a L'Oreal salon and ask for that.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. And I'm not knocking any other brand, there's lots of great brands out there, but L'Oreal Professional is what I use, just because the chemistry that goes behind it, there's so much advanced technology, they're always on cutting edge, and the products are really amazing. So I use 3 different products on Brianna's hair for lightening it, just because each level of her hair is in different places. When this hair is completely virgin as it grows in, it's healthy, it's not part of the previous damage. This portion of her hair had a lot of damage from cheekbone to here.
Yeah.
So I use something really mild here, just to kind of move that out, and I like to keep the clean blondes inside there. Her hair has a tendency to pull a lot of warmth and orange tones, which is found in level 7s if hairdressers are watching. So I like to move that out of her hair. So
I'm actually shocked that you use 40 volume, because my hair never feels dry when I leave. Like I would go to like other hairdressers before and I would go light and my hair would be so dry afterwards, but it never is with you. So that was like actually shocking that you just said that.
So something that I laughed at when you first came to me was you mentioned the word bleach.
Yeah.
I cringe at the word bleach. When I think of bleach, I think of flu, I think of countertop surfaces, killing germs. We in the salon, in today's modern salons, do not use bleach. We have lighteners that are amazing. The technology behind them, it kind of encapsulates the hair, retains the moisture, protects the hair, and really drives the color exactly where you need it to be. We even have lightening oils now. So for someone that has, you just kind of want to move the hair a little bit, we can move it 2 levels with a lightening oil.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And your hair
0 damage.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's awesome. Really fantastic. Or even if you just want to give your hair a little bit of shift on the roots, like if you're already light, you just want to give it that childlike hair. This is an amazing product.
Yeah, that's perfect for people that don't want to go like super light. Okay, so moving on from like the hair lightening process, Daniel's going to talk about brassiness, because as we all know, and Daniel knows, like I always go to him like, Daniel, I'm like I don't want to see any brassiness. And nobody that has blonde hair wants to see brassiness. So, and you have that like hilarious picture on Instagram. It is the funniest thing. It's like of this girl with like gray hair, and it says, what does it say? It says,
I still see yellow.
I still see yellow. Because when you have blonde hair, you just become paranoid of that brassiness. So Daniel's going to talk about exactly like what he does to get rid of brassiness and all that.
Awesome. So there goes that word, brassy. But we understand, like, when you want to have a really pretty clean blonde, when you see those golden tones in there that you really don't want to see, or maybe when you leave the salon, you don't have them, but over time it progresses, that's the natural oxidation process. There's like compounds and metals that are in your shower. When you're taking showers, it just depends on where you are. There's hard water and soft water. There's deposits that they will deposit on the hair. So
that dulls the blonde, right?
It really dulls the blonde. This is why it's really important to use professional products. And when your stylist tells you that they recommend this particular product, listen to them. Just pretend at that moment that they're your doctor. They're prescribing exactly what you need. So having those products is really huge. Also, we can do glazes, glosses, some people call them toners in the salon, where we can adjust, we can move the color up a level, down a level sometimes. We can add different pigment to the hair. You know, there's a lot of rose gold blondes now. There's violet-based blondes. There's all sorts of things happening. So in a salon like ours, we have thousands of colors and color options that you can choose from.
Yeah. So basically, like when you're taking somebody light, like a lot of times you have to put a glaze on top, right? Because it kind of just covers up that.
Well, it just closes the cuticle too.
Yeah.
And gives you that shine. A lot of times you'll see blondes that aren't shiny. And that's not good.
Yeah.
We want to keep shiny hair.
Yeah. Now, do you use a glaze on these?
I do.
You do, yeah. What type? Is it an ash-based glaze, or is it like
I use a blue violet.
A blue violet. I do have a question. This I know I've been asked, and I just came to my head. A lot of people want to know, like, when you are going lighter, is foils or balayage, like, what is like the best new technique to like go all blonde but without looking like all one color? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what would you
Great question. So foils and balayage, they both are amazing. You can achieve just about anything that you want to. My Instagram is full of images. Most of the work that I do is balayage. I love working with balayage because it's free-handed. It's a technique that's just, it's custom fit. I like to explain it like this. You could go to Nordstrom today and buy a top. It would be a small, medium, large, extra large. Great. It's a great top, but it's not custom.
Yeah.
If Tom Ford walked up to you and said, Brianna, I want to make you a dress or a top, it's going to be more tailored to your look. We work a lot now with hair contouring and contour color in the salon. So with that, what we do is we look at your bone structure, your face shape, everything about you. I want to know your lifestyle. What do you do each day? Do you part it in the center? Do you wear a side part? And we talk about that, and then we go in, and wherever light goes, the eye will follow. So if the client really feels great about their eyes, I'll add lightness around the front just to make the eyes pop, depending on skin tone again. So everything is so customized in the salon. Foils, you can do custom work, but it's not as detailed as you can with balayage. There's a lot of times you can put multi-tonal hues in the hair with balayage on one piece. And in a foil, you can do it, but sometimes you can get lines in it. And I like to keep everything really fluid and just soft and natural.
Right. And I guess you can use both together to achieve.
Which is what you're
because you do balayage and then you foil the very top. All right, so now since we kind of covered all the highlights, balayage, going lighter, brassiness, ash, all those wonderful words. So now we're gonna take all your questions here. I screenshotted the ones from Snapchat, so I'm gonna read them and Daniel's gonna answer your guys' questions. So
I can't wait.
Okay, so here we go. What are the best treatments and oils to use on damaged, breaking hair?
Great question. So treatments and oils, there are so many on the market now. Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question. This really depends on your hair, the texture, what your hair's been through. I don't know exactly where you live, the salons in your area. I'll go on Brianna's feed. You can ask me questions, or you can hit me on Facebook, or on Instagram and ask questions, tag me, and I'll respond to you. There are a lot of oils. We're a Kerastase, Shuamora, and L'Oreal professional salon. I personally like to work with all of the Kerastase oils. In Kerastase oils, there are 4 different ones that are amazing that I swear by. And there's some for fine hair that you can still get volume, and a lot of people with fine hair think, oh, an oil or a mask with fine hair.
They think it's gonna wear their hair down, yeah.
Completely opposite. That's definitely a myth. But whenever you're using oils, you really don't want to put it in the regrowth area or the root area. You want to kind of work it from like mid-shaft of the hair down. Most oils can be applied to damp hair or to dry hair. I personally don't like to put any product in wet hair. When you apply products to wet hair, you dilute product. So to be able to get exactly everything that the chemist designed that product to do out of the product, you really want to apply it to hair that's been dried a little bit. Maybe take 20% of the wetness out and then apply the product. That way you get maximum benefit. Okay, so under that question, she had one more question. Okay, she says, what are some toner recommendations to remove the yellow stage brassiness? Great question. So there are things that your stylist, your colors can do at the salon with glazes and glosses. You can certainly speak with them. I don't want to overstep the professional relationship that you have there, but one of the products that I swear by is this. This is Color Luster.
The Shuamora.
By Shuamora. It's
Shuamora.
Yeah, I just call it Shu. It's amazing. Who doesn't love a shoe? This is a fantastic product. You could really use this depending on your hair. If your hair is very porous, I wouldn't recommend using this every day, but if it's not porous, you can use this every day as a conditioner. If not, you can use it up to twice a week. It makes the hair feel amazing. A lot of times
gives it the best blonde too.
ever.
Oh my gosh.
Like
yeah.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
So the product is amazing, and there have been tons of products on the market, color depositing shampoos, and I'm sure there are some great ones. I just personally never worked with any. They always seem to make the hair feel rough in texture.
Dry too.
It felt like it would dry the hair out.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of the conditioner, and if you understand the hair process, anyway, shampoos open the cuticle, conditioners close the cuticle. So you really want to close the cuticle with a deposit like this. It's fantastic. We have for golds and for
that's the cool tone, right?
Cool tone. So if you want to add a little bit of warmth to the hair, or just keep it a beautiful butter blonde, or if you want to add the cool tones, they're fantastic.
It is the best. All right, so the next question, though, this is a good question. She says, what's a very good sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner, and do you have to use them from the same brand, or can you mix and match them? She has long, curly hair.
Awesome question. So sulfate-free is definitely a great thing. There's a time and place for it. I'll probably get some backlash on this, but just being completely real with you guys, sulfate-free really doesn't mean a whole lot unless you're having chemical straighteners, relaxers, that sort of thing on your hair. It does not strip hair color. We have so many products in our salons, in salons all across America and the world. People are shampooing and their hair color is totally fine.
Which is crazy. Like, that is shocking because like it's like brainwashed into you now that like sulfate, like everything on the market's like sulfate free, you know, like, but so it doesn't strip color. It's not.
I can tell you, I love doing fun color. You'll see on Instagram. I do a lot of redheads. I do a lot of fun fantasy colors. And I never recommend sulfate-free shampoos, and the client's hair lasts. So it's just about using professional products.
Yeah,
that's the
right
biggest
ones.
thing.
Yeah,
and always, yet again, listening to your stylist.
Yeah, no, go.
With curly hair, you just want to use something that has a lot of moisture in it. That's the biggest thing, especially in the winter months, because the hair becomes dehydrated from the heat in the house. So sulfate-free for you really probably isn't a big deal. I would just recommend something that's going to give you the nourishment that your hair needs without weighing it down.
So does curly hair need more moisture? It does. Yeah.
I have curly hair. It's cut really short now. You can't tell. My hair is very curly, and it's always been very dry. So having products like it feels like it's constantly dry.
Really?
So yeah, just using something that gives you the nourishment that you need.
So now out of the Kerastase line, what would you say for that
There's
curly?
an entire line. In the orange line, I always like to think of Gatorade because it provides nutrition and nourishment. So finding the right product, Bancetan 1, 2 are really fantastic products.
For curly hair?
For curly hair. If that's for fine.
And that's the orange
hair.
line? The orange? Yeah. Okay, next question. She says, I have Dreamcatcher extensions. My natural hair color is dark brown like Brianna's, and the extensions are blonde like Brianna's. I need my roots done all over. My stylist says she can only do a mohawk root highlight. How come she can't do a full head of highlights? If I pull my hair back, it looks horrible. Probably because she has like brown underneath.
That's a really tricky situation to be in. So it depends on how often you're getting your hair highlighted.
Yeah.
You know, with you get your hair highlighted every 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Extensions, if they're a fusion bond, they're going to stay in the hair 3 to 4 months. So I understand that you're definitely going to have tremendous regrowth. You can highlight around them. It's really hard to do, but it is possible to do that. I would recommend just going to doing a face frame around the hairline. If she's doing a foil, maybe section the hair off in 45-degree sections back and just kind of going between the bonds. It is tricky to do, so it's absolutely possible to do. It's just a little bit more work for the colors.
All right, next question is, what is the best conditioner and deep conditioner for highlighted colored hair?
For heavily colored hair, I love the Bond Force architecture. This is amazing. It says Bane.
My personal shampoo.
I'm from South Carolina, so I have a really hard time saying French words. But these products are amazing. What this does is it goes in on an intercellular level and repairs the hair strand and really makes the hair strong. I recommend this with blondes. Brianna was a prime candidate. This is also something, if you're going to have a client with extensions, if someone's heavily color treated, I won't do extensions right away. I'm going to make sure the hair's in like the best condition ever before I even think about putting a bond on the hair.
Yeah.
Extensions do not damage the hair, but if the hair's already damaged, you are going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So this is an amazing product. Anything in the green line from Kerastase or Shuamura is like great for reparative.
Repairing, yeah. Okay, so here's someone that says, can you talk quick about your hair extension process and if it damages your hair? Also, how do you style your hair with extensions, blow drying, all that stuff. So I can say for styling my hair, I do exactly the same thing as if it was just all my hair. So I mean, I literally round brush my hair. I usually let my hair dry like 50%, you know,
Right.
before I start blow drying. But I did that with my natural hair too. I just always let it like air dry like a good 50%, and then I just go in and section it and blow dry. So it's all the same process that I do with extensions that I do naturally. Curling, everything's the same. So
Totally.
Extensions, I don't know if you want to mention anything, because I have the bonding ones, the
These
Fusion,
are
right?
keratin protein, and it's a protein bond that we fuse to the hair. It's not plastic, it's not hot glue. I hear a lot of things out there. I'm not sure what people are talking about. It actually makes me nervous. But they do not damage the hair. In fact, a lot of my clients have come in to get extensions because their hair is damaged. We get it to a point that we can apply the extensions, and then this allows, like, it's almost like a Teflon coating to your hair. It allows your hair to heal and to grow out underneath them. So it's really amazing. Extensions, we do tons of them.
You do a ton.
Tons
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
So don't be surprised even if you see a short little bob walking around. She
They have some
probably has
pieces in.
extensions, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I can attest for not damaging because I just had mine taken out.
And her hair was perfect.
And my hair actually felt so good as compared to when I started. So not damaging like whatsoever. All right, moving on to Snapchat questions. Tips for trimming split ends at home. Don't do it.
The only thing that you should trim at home are your fingernails. Or your Christmas tree. Don't do anything at home. It just is not a good idea. Every now and then I'll give people a permission slip to do a tiny baby bang trim on their hair, but normally that even works out disastrous. Just don't do it. If your hair is that damaged, I would just recommend getting on some really great products. But
How often should you get your hair trimmed?
that's an awesome question. On hair like Brianna's, if this were her natural hair and we did not have extensions in it, we could cut this hair every 10 to 12 weeks. So
Now, if your hair is really damaged, should you go every like 4 weeks, or should you go?
I would
to
probably
keep
do every
trimming?
5 weeks.
Every
Yeah.
5? Okay, next question. Okay, so she says when she goes to get her hair highlighted, her hairstylist uses the cap and only pulls through the darker new growth because she says it's too damaging to pull it all through and put bleach on top of bleach. Is that true? And then she goes on to say she never pulls the hair enough through so that the roots, you can tell where it's been highlighted and then grown out, then highlighted, so there's always that line.
So the answer on the cap highlight and the situation involving that, I haven't seen those used in the salon in probably ever.
For a long time.
Yeah, cap highlights, we kind of went from caps to foils into balayage now. So caps, I'm not even really sure how they work. I've seen people do them.
And I can imagine with the cap, you would get such a line, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a natural look. I probably would recommend asking the stylist to try something new and different,
Like a new
with
technique.
a foil
Yeah.
or balayage.
To be able to get closer to that root.
Yeah, and if they're using bleach, that horrifies me.
Yeah, bleach
there's
with a cap.
there's a lot there that just scares me. No disrespect to the person, but that's
Yeah.
just a lot.
Yeah.
Cap highlights, you're going to be highlighting over highlighted hair, and if the hair's already blonde and you're highlighting over it again, you're asking for a lot of breakage.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to see, I would imagine, through
To
a
pull
cap
through,
what you're doing.
Yeah.
So maybe if you could hit me up with a question on Instagram, I could maybe,
Like personalize it a little bit more.
yeah, we could really talk, and maybe I could offer you more help on that.
I'm going to link his Instagram at the bottom of this video anyway, so with any other questions or if you want to go in more depth with him, then yeah, just...
And feel free to ask me questions on techniques that you may like on my page. Ask me, tag me to make sure I see it, and then ask me and I'll tell you how that was achieved. And if you tell me the town that you live in, any of you, I have so many amazing hairstylist friends across the United States.
He can help you get
that I can get you. I mean, I'm so lucky to be around the very best hairstylists.
Yeah.
So.
And he travels throughout the country, so he knows lots of people.
A lot of people.
Okay, so the next person says she would really appreciate if you could ask a question about, she had lost her hair from cancer and it's now growing back and it's like 2 to 3 inches long, and she wants to know how long does she have to wait before she could do a full head of extensions, and what method of extensions would you recommend?
Great question, and you're a hero, so congratulations for surviving and doing what you did. We admire you for that. And any woman that goes through this, my heart always hurts a little bit because I see the personal struggle in my chair of clients that I love dearly go through this. So I am always more than willing to help answer or do anything that I can. So Initialist is a product that we have in the salon. Brianna also uses this product. The technology behind this is absolutely fantastic. It's a topical product. It comes in a medicine dropper.
Yeah, I've showed them so many times.
Oh my God, it's so amazing. And we put all of our clients that are recovering from chemotherapy, the hair is just starting to come back in. What you're dealing with when the hair comes back in is different textures. Normally it's a different texture than what you had before. So I always recommend giving your hair, like, you at least need to get it to chin length to even consider doing extensions. The Initialist will help speed up the growth process. There's a couple other things you can do internally with foods, eating healthy, taking your vitamins, drinking lots of water, that sort of thing. I never do extensions until I'm completely sure that the client's hair is strong enough. Chemotherapy, there's a lot of medicines in your body still, so I want to see how the hair is going to react to everything. I might do a strand test on it just to make sure it's strong enough. Hopefully that'll help you. There's a lot of really awesome products. Feel free to message me again. I'll take pictures and send you what I recommend.
Okay, can you ask him what is the best strengthening hair serum, and if you could share one of your best hair secrets?
Oh my. So Fiber Architect is fantastic. It's a dual pump serum.
I've seen that.
It goes along with this line. It is amazing. There's also Therapist that comes with Shuamora, also in a dual pump serum. And make sure when you get these products that you're not, and I know a lot of your skincare is this way, you don't want to pump with one thing.
Yeah.
You want to make sure to empty from both cylinders.
Yeah.
So the products are separated intentionally because they are not supposed to mix until the time that it's out of the container. Those are fantastic to put on the hair. If you're using heat tools, it's great to put it on from the mid shaft to the ends, work it through the hair, and then use your irons, curling or flat iron.
That was Initialist. Is that considered a hair serum, or is that?
It's a serum that protects. The theory behind Initialist was we use night creams.
Yeah.
That are sometimes a little bit more strong and they treat our face.
Yeah.
So Initialist was like a night cream idea, not necessarily to be used at nighttime, but to make the scalp healthy. Healthy scalp promotes healthy hair growth.
Right.
And so the serums are going to be stronger for the ends versus the Initialist.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
and then what's your hair secret?
Oh my
hair
gosh.
secret, Daniel.
A great hair secret. You know, this is something people always like to hear in the salon. They're like, oh my God, I wish I could take you home with me. And I'm like, well, you can't. Unless you have a lot of really good food. When we blow dry your hair in the salon and we make you look really amazing, it's the products and tools that we're using for sure. But also, we don't have humidity in the salon. So a lot of you are getting dressed every day in your bathrooms and you just took a 110 degree shower. Your bathroom's like
Pure
Miami.
humidity. Yeah.
Right? So you can't blow dry in that. So I always recommend going to a carpeted room or going into a different bathroom that doesn't have that humidity and blow drying your hair. You're going to get a completely different result.
That's so true, yeah.
So that's good for hair that goes limp. That's great for hair that's curly and you're trying to get the curl out of it. Whatever it may be, that's a great tip that I could recommend.
Style your hair in like a different bathroom. Okay, here's another question. Why, when I get my hair highlighted, does it look super gold sometimes?
So the reason you might see that gold appearance from time to time, there's a couple different things. It depends on the strength of the product that was used when your hair was being highlighted. It may not have been what the stylist used last time. Sometimes we will, as stylists, switch up the product just because your hair becomes immune to it and it doesn't always work the same. So that could be what you're seeing in the salon. It also could be that your color did not process long enough.
So she didn't get past that golden stage.
You know, and I speak on behalf of stylists. Like, I love my styling community out there. So we as stylists are sometimes so scared that we're going to damage the hair, that we're always walking on eggshells. It's like this delicate walk. So it does happen from time to time. And so I would just recommend maybe letting the colors know that your hair has a tendency to pull gold. Just have that conversation. A lot of times people will come to me as a new client and say, well, I left my colors because. And I'm like, did you ever tell them? So give them a fair shake. If your hair is having that, just tell them, hey, you know what, this has happened 2 or 3 times. What can we do to address it?
So what's one way to fix that? Like, if you come home and your hair is like looking a little gold, what should you tell your stylist?
I wouldn't let you leave.
You know me, I wouldn't leave.
Brianna's like she's got an extra outfit at the salon. But yeah, if you get home and you realize your hair is still really gold like that, I would just call the colors back up and let them know what you're seeing. And any great colors is not going to have a problem. We want you to be happy. That's the biggest thing. We're servants. Like, we serve people all day long. So we want you to be happy with your hair. So just tell us what your needs are and we're going to make them right.
So is there a way too that she could go back and say, put a glaze on this, you know, even a simple glaze will take out that golden. Yeah.
It depends on the level of gold. If it's like really gold, then you're gonna have to lighten it a little bit more before the glaze goes on. Glazes can only do so much.
Right.
But if it's within like a matter of a half a tone, a glaze is fantastic and super easy.
Yeah. So that's a question that I have personally for you. I wash my hair like every day. Is that too much? Like, is that because it's not?
I wash my face twice a day.
Yeah.
And as soon as I wash it, I always make sure to go back in and put in the nourishment that I just took away from it. So if I stripped all the oils away, I know that I have to apply moisture or my sebum glands are going to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're taking the moisture away, just always make sure you're adding it back.
Right. So if you're using good products and
it
that
always
stuff,
works,
so it's fine anyway.
So you're good.
Okay. Oh, here's a question that I got a couple people asked that. So they say their hair has really gotten thin over the last couple years. What's the best shampoo and conditioner for thinning hair?
That is a question that I'm asked maybe 50 times a day. We have a line that's in Kerastase that is completely targeted toward thinning hair.
Yeah.
Thinning hair typically happens. It's always after childbirth, in particular if you have a girl for some reason.
Really?
I don't know if there's more hormones that I can always tell by the line that goes back. A lot of the foods that we eat nowadays, unfortunately, it really messes with the endocrine system and how our hormones react. So we're addressing that. Kerastase has a whole line. I call it the white line. It's all fancy.
Is it?
But we have shampoo. We have a mask conditioner. The mask is completely volumizing. It will give you volume. Okay. But we have
we'll write it down below.
It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's completely nourishing to the hair, but it does not weigh it down. There's a mousse in the line, and then now we just got the minoxidil drops.
Oh, yeah.
So if a client's really having a major challenge with the hair, I recommend working with the minoxidil, the Kerastase minoxidil, and Initiales. Use them both droppers together, and you will absolutely see results. Yeah.
So that is basically all of our questions, and that was all of our information from Daniel. Daniel will be back again because we plan on doing more of these videos because we did get a lot of questions. But regarding all the products and everything, like I said, he works with the best lines because literally the Shu Uemura line, the Kerastase line, the L'Oreal Professional line, they're all, honestly, I have seen so much change in my hair since using them. That is why you pick those lines to work with. I mean, he owns his salon. He could have picked any lines to work with, and you've worked with a ton, but he picked...
And I'm constantly bombarded by every manufacturer under the sun to promote their product line.
Right, but he picked these lines specifically because they really are the best. So, because Daniel is so awesome, he is going to... I'm going to link his salon phone number down below. You can call, you guys can ask him, any product questions, and he's gonna give you guys 10% off like on any products, and he can ship to you guys.
Awesome. We're working on our e-commerce site right now to have everything where we can send this out. But until then, we ship orders all the time through just call and order. Say that you saw us with my girlfriend Brianna here.
My second hubby.
On the Daniel and Bree show.
So thanks to Daniel again. That's awesome. It's like that. People are gonna love that because I get questions all the time about where to buy this stuff too. So call him. He will give you that discount and he can ship it out to you guys. So
and make sure when you're ordering products online, just know, just with skincare, anything, there's a lot of counterfeit out there, so make sure that you're ordering from
an
a
authorized
source.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So thank you all so much.
And he will be back again, and I'm gonna link his information, Muse Salon's information, because if you are in Atlanta, if you are anywhere around here,
Birmingham, Greenville, they come from everywhere.
Yeah, you need to see this guy right here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.